Alright guys, I've got a few requests for this video, um, like for the scallops up close, so you can see the differences between the models. I made a illustration to help me out here that's a bit exaggerated, but we'll start off with the non-Yngwie signature model. So this one is an ST72860 DSC. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see right about the 14th fret that it has a flat spot and then the scallop before the next fret. So it's like this, to exaggerate it a bit. So it has flat spots and the scallop in the middle. This was about half the price of the Yngwie signature, but still made like the Yngwie guitar. So good bang for your buck, but the scallops are very shallow and very inconsistent. So be prepared for that if you don't want to break out all the money to get an official Yngwie Strat. Next one is an ST62 140YM. This one you can see the scallops are consistent from fret to fret. They're not incredibly deep. This is modeled after Yngwie's 61 Stratocaster, and back then he wasn't using the incredibly deep scallops, so that's why they did the scallops like this. So you can see they're like more like this, fret to fret, the MIJ signatures. The next one is an ST57 140YM. So you can see same thing. The frets are consistent, or the scallops rather are consistent, and it actually has jumbo frets, whereas the other two, these are probably more like, these are jumbos. The 62 was probably medium jumbos, and then the other one was more like vintage frets. They're very small. So yet another thing you get when you step up and spend the money for a little bit better model. Then the next one is going to be the ST71. Let's see. No, here we go. ST71 140YM, same thing, very similar. Has consistent scallops from fret to fret, and it's got jumbo frets. Then, so like that one. Then if you look at this is the ST68 185YM, so one of the more expensive of the Yngwie Japan models. And this one has jumbo frets, very consistent scallops from fret to fret. Although when you get down into some of the higher frets, the scallops, I don't think they're quite as deep. Kind of more of a V shape almost on some of them. And this one's my 77 that I scalloped myself, and I went, basically as deep as I could. All right, so now we're on to the US versions. So you can see I did those a bit exaggerated. So version 1 is the most shallow of all of them, and that's these two guitars right here. You can see the one on the left is a 1988, so that's the very first year, very first version. The scallops are not incredibly deep, and you also have vintage size frets, so it doesn't feel really anything like some of the later models, but you still are not going to be touching that wood on the fretboard when you play, because the scallops are that deep. So if you like 50s style with a smaller headstock, the first US version is a very good choice for you. Now you can see onto version 2 is it's a little different. It goes deep very quickly and then kind of flattens out. And I have, let's see, I have 3 examples of those. So you can see here, let's see, I'll try to focus in on this one. So this one is a 2005. There we go. So you can see it goes deep quickly and then kind of flattens out in the middle, but it stays really deep. So I really like these scallops. Overall, they're very good. Depending on the year, it seems like some are deeper and some are more shallow, but they all have jumbo frets. So jumbo frets plus those scallops, like you see there, US version 2, still never going to be touching the fretboard. US version 3, here we go. So these ones are very deep, but they are, come on camera, there we go. So they're more rounded. So they're deeper than US version 2, but the shape is different. So they're just consistent from one fret to the next. super jumbos, so same thing, never going to be touching the wood. So US version 3 is just a big ol' U. US version 4, I didn't do a very good job on that picture there because it kind of flattens out a bit. So it's very similar to US version 2 in that it goes deep very quickly and then kind of flattens out, and super jumbo frets on these. So this one has the deepest scallops of all the Yngwie models, and these ones are from, let's see, 2011 and up, I believe, because this one's a 2007. Yeah, so 2011 and up is going to have the deepest scallops. And that's really it about all the scallops. Thanks, guys.